casket on the roller. Yes. Go.
نفسي شابت شابت يعني خي ما قلت صدق يعني خيني وما قلت صدق لما Before we continue with the service, if you have not yet turned off your cell phone, if you could please take a moment to either silence your cell phone or turn it off. Truly honored to be officiating this service today for Deedee. My heart goes out to all of you, her beautiful family, and those joining us remotely. We come to this sacred place, drawn by the eternal ties that bind your souls to the soul of your beloved Deedee. Many times, direct mourners will make a tear in their clothing, or in lieu of that, our direct mourners have been given a Priya ribbon. Mike, Randy, Mindy, and Marcy, you all have the ribbon on. If you could just please stand right at your place. We know everyone's hearts are torn as we say goodbye to your beautiful wife, beautiful mother. It is traditional to recite some Hebrew words before making a tear in the ribbon to symbolize how your hearts are torn. I invite the four of you to repeat these words after me. Baruch, Atah, Adonai, Eloheinu, Melech, Ha'olam, Dayan, Ha'emet. These words mean, praised are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, judge of truth. From the bottom of the ribbon up towards the circular button, you need two hands, without gloves probably, to make a tear in your ribbon. So go ahead, make a tear. In your ribbon, you can tear it a little, you can tear it all the way up towards the circular button. It's only children who... Sometimes the ribbons tear easily, sometimes not so. You got it, Mike? It's only children who have this ribbon worn over their heart, because there is no bond as unique and special as that between parent and child. You have a choice to wear this ribbon only today, or the first week of mourning, or the period of what we call shloshim, 30 days. You also have a choice to wear this Kriya ribbon tucked in the inside or on the outside for others to see. If you choose to wear it on the outside, hopefully people will understand that you are in a period of mourning or have compassion. Although I had the honor of being the cantor at Am Shalom for 23 years and knew your family, I never really knew Deedee all that well. And I'm so grateful to so many of you last night when we gathered and you shared your stories and your memories and helped paint a picture of her life. So in learning about her life, which was filled with so much love, really, you guys, I selected a few readings and poems that I felt were fitting for her and for your beautiful family. Unfortunately, the author of this first poem, entitled A Life Well Lived, the author is unknown. A life well lived is a precious gift of hope and strength and grace from someone who has made our world a brighter, better place. It's filled with moments sweet and sad, with smiles and sometimes tears, with friendships formed and good times shared and left through the years. A life well lived is a legacy of joy and pride and pleasure, a living, lasting memory our grateful hearts will treasure. What I understood in our meeting yesterday was that all the hats that Deedee wore, we all wear several hats, but the hat I think she enjoyed the most was that of being a mother. She always wanted to be a mother, and she wasn't just a mother, and you all know that. You know how blessed you have been to have had her as your mother. Michael Adesanya said, "There are times only when a mother's love can understand our tears, can soothe our disappointments, and calm all our fears. There are times when only a mother's love can share the joy we feel, when something we've dreamed about quite suddenly is real. There are times when only a mother's faith can help on life's way and inspire in us the confidence we need from day to day. For a mother's heart and a mother's faith and a mother's steadfast love were fashioned by the angels and sent from God above." We all knew that this day would come eventually, but I don't know that we were expecting it so soon. It's never easy to say goodbye to somebody that we love so much. We want more time, more family gatherings, more joy, more laughter, more memories to create. But we have to be grateful for the years that you were able to share with Deedee. Many find comfort in turning to the book of Psalms, Psalm 121. I will lift up mine eyes unto the mountains. From whence shall my help come? My help cometh from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel doth neither slumber nor sleep. In your service folders, you find the 23rd Psalm, a psalm that I think speaks to all of us. And so I'd like to invite all of you here, as well as those of you joining us remotely, to join with me in reciting the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I know that you all know how lucky you are to have each other, to be a part of this family. And you even, some of you last night acknowledged how unique and special it is to have what you all have in your family. Not all families have this unconditional love. I think it all started from White and Deedee. An unknown author speaks of this so beautifully in this poem entitled The Greatest Gift. One of the greatest gifts that life can give to anyone is the very special love that families share. As years go by, it's good to know that there will always be certain people in our lives who care. For there are countless things that only families have in common, and memories that no one else can make. And these precious ties that bind a family together are bonds that time and distance cannot break. How fortunate we are when we have relatives to love us. It makes the world a happy place to be. Few gifts in life will last as long or touch the heart as deeply as the very special gift of family. A few of you have prepared some remarks, and it's my honor to first call upon Randy to say some words.
I really just want to talk to my mom. I don't want to reminisce, but my mom, it's me, Butchie. Your whole family is here and united as one with love. The love that you instilled in all of us. I feel a sense of loss today, but it's a selfish loss. I know you're in a much better place. Over the last several years, you were not okay. But you were okay just knowing that we were all okay. Your children and your grandchildren, that made you okay. I'll think about you every day. Not a day will go by and I'll be a better person because of you. I love you.
And now Marcy.
Here, Dad, that's for you to hold if you can't hear good. All right, read.
about the irony of life, it seems appropriate that you were the one person that kept me alive when I was born, weighing only 3 pounds and making sure you fed me every 2 hours, when I, in turn, helped you at the end of your suffering and kept you comfortable at the end of yours. I'm not going to focus on the last numerous years that you suffered in pain, but rather what an amazing wife, mother, and Grammy you were. Growing up, I could never ask for a better mother. You were the epitome of exactly what I wanted to be when I grew up. You were the most loving and supportive mom, always proud of your children, yet you had enough boundaries to make sure Randy, Mindy, and I were safe and becoming the best of who we could be. I think I might have been a little less challenging in this regard, as I can remember you running downtown one night to pull Mindy out of Medusa's nightclub because she lied to you about where she was. Randy, your butchie, could probably do no wrong in your eyes, but I'm confident that he was probably harder to raise than me. The only thing I can remember well that you busted me for was one of the first times I drank, I came home and went in your room to tell you I was home. Something that we were always told to do. After I kissed you goodnight, you said to me, "Honey, I smell alcohol." And my response to you was, "I don't smell anything." And I went to sleep. There was not an event that your children had that you didn't show up to. You were so proud of Mindy and how talented she is. I never saw you beam more than when she was on stage, except when you became a Grammy. You tried to support Randy too when he wrestled, but unless you had a drink before or hid in the corner barely watching, you anxiously awaited for Dad to get home to fill you in on his match. One of the happiest days ever was when I called you the morning after my first date with Brett and told you that I think I met my husband. You told the story over and over again. There was no one that could have planned a more special wedding for us. It was perfection. You were the first person I ran to that morning, skipping into your room at the crack of dawn to be by your and Dad's sides when I got ready for the biggest day of my life so far. Most of our daily conversations from that day forward was, "Hi, honey, is Brett in town?" You were so proud of him and what he did for our family and how he took care of us. You didn't know much about his sports world, but you sure tried. Always asking me if he won his games or how many coaches he represented. Next stage was becoming a Grammy. You knew that you needed to quit smoking once you were going to become a Grammy. The first time I became pregnant, you threw away your cigarettes and never took a puff again, at least not that I know of. You replaced that addiction with several others along the way. I think you kept Doublemint gum in business until a few days before you died. I'm positive on one thing. Being a mom and a Grammy was your calling. You fit the job description so perfectly that I wrote a first grade essay on how I wanted to be a mom when I grow up. I actually won first place. Being a mom is one of the hardest gigs around, but you always manage to make it look so easy. When Evan was born, he changed your world forever. He was your first grandchild, the one that made your life complete, followed by Leah, Jenna, Talia, Max, and Owen. Brandon, Dylan, and Justin were an added bonus that were yours, one and the same. Thank you for giving our children unconditional love. I saved the best for last, as this might be the hardest for me to talk about. Your love for Dad. Boy, was that special, yet not without its challenges. Your first wedding, you eloped at 19 years old, followed by Randy at 20. a quick divorce in between, and then a second marriage lasting almost 63 years. You were an amazing wife, standing by Dad's side as he traveled a ton to support us throughout our childhood. You were so lucky to have Dad. He has taken such good care of you all your adult life, especially the last 20 years or so, as you suffered so greatly in pain. What a husband he was. I promised you that we will take care of him when you are gone, making sure he doesn't eat alone because you know how much he loved his dinners. He starts talking about them every day around 3 p.m. In all seriousness, Mom, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be in your life. You were one special, strong, stubborn lady. You were a fighter till the very end, and you were going to do it your way. From the day you decided that you were ready to die, you said to Randy, Dad, and I, wouldn't February 4th be a good day to die? It was my mom's birthday. And that's exactly what you did. Rest in peace, sweet Mom. This is not goodbye. I will be talking to you daily. Just not the way we were used to. Watch over my people. You are one of my angels now. I love you.
I don't know if anyone else noticed, but as you started talking about your parents, 2 geese flew over, and I did put it on the video with their 15
Somebody help
devices.
me, please help Dad up.
Okay. You don't have to get up. Don't get up.
I want to get up.
Okay.
Now it's my honor to contact.
Yeah, I might need a second.
Here's Abbott.
It's okay. Take your time.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
I'm not good at keeping things short and sweet, so I apologize. Grammy, standing up here looking around at our beautiful family, I don't think anyone is more proud of this group than you. As a grandchild, you look toward as much as possible from your grandparents. You taught us the meaning of family, and although it hasn't always been perfect, you've been there to hold us together. There's nothing better than hearing the stories from when Gram was young and how ambitious and compassionate she truly was. From how you cared for Papa, how you showed us what true love is. The way you two are perfect for each other. The love you both not only have for each other, but for everyone around you, and everyone can feel it. And then you gave us the best parents in the world. I can speak on behalf of all the grandchildren when I say that we are so lucky that you taught our parents the way you did. Randy got your looks and sense of humor only you would appreciate. Mindy took from you the ambition and the desire to chase her dreams. And then there's my mom, the most special person on the planet. Graham, you gave me and all of us the greatest gift on the planet. She has your compassion, and it is something I hope all of us can take a piece of. The way you taught Marcy to care about people and to give all of yourself to the people you care about. Knowing my mom, she would give absolutely anything for anyone standing here today, and that has carried over to all of us grandkids, so thank you. All of these qualities you had, I now see in all of our parents, and that is what this is all about. You taught them right from wrong and showed us how to truly be a family. Looking at this family and what it has become, I know how proud you are up there beaming down on us. A little over 25 years ago, you made a promise that would change all our lives forever. When my mom told you she was pregnant and told you you cannot see what turned out to be me unless you quit smoking, it was an absolute no-brainer for you to chuck that pack of cigarettes. And for that, we are all forever in debt. Because of that decision, which we all know wasn't easy, we were able to have the best grandmother. You love to tell me about December 24th, 1998, when you became a grandmother and nothing was open, so you all left the hospital with Grandma, Poppy, and Papa to go get Chinese food. You love to tell that story. From then on, after your number one, our family grew and grew, and no one was happier than Grammy. Brandon, Justin, and Dylan, there was never a question if she would treat them as their own. She wanted to make sure they were just as much a part of our family as anyone. Thank you, Graham, for teaching us how accepting and loving you can be. Leah then came with her little spunk to the family. No one was prouder of Leah and what she has become than Grammy. Shortly after the boys and Leah came Jenna and Talia. The three of them became the bakers of our group. No one loved to spend time in the kitchen with you like they did. From making Betty Crocker cakes to telling stories, you and the girls had a very special relationship. Other than the kitchen, in the later years, the time was spent at the salon. Graham always had to make sure she had a fresh mani, pedi, and wax, and it was the biggest treat for the girls to take her. Max followed along a little bit after. No one loved Max more than Grammy. When Max needed it most, Grammy was always the first one to give a kiss and a hug, and truly show how much she cared about each of us. And lastly came Owen, the baby of our family. OJ, she knew you were coming to town, and she waited to pass until you got here, and I think that tells how special you were to her. Graham, you were the glue of holding us all together. As a grandkid, we loved playing card games with you and watching movies. Even when you were bedridden the last couple of years, whenever one of us grandkids stepped in her house, you would get up and run as quickly as you could, or with your walker, to see us and give us the biggest hugs and kisses. I speak for all of us when I say no one lit up a room more. I will never forget your 80th birthday, when you walked in the steakhouse back room to all of us standing there, and every single person in the room could feel your energy. Although the 3 glasses of wine in an hour made it somewhat a short-lived dinner. Graham, we are so lucky that you've built such a strong family. Grammy, you've given us so much, from your genuine love to your compassion, and maybe a little bit of your addictive personality. So to the strongest, most compassionate grandmother out there, we love you. Thank you.
An unknown author wrote, "A grandmother is one of life's best gifts. Someone to treasure all life through. She's caring, loving, thoughtful, and true. Someone who is always a special part of your life. Someone who holds a prime place in your heart. She's a mentor, a confidant, and also a friend. Someone on whose love you can depend. A grandmother always has your best interests at heart. She's someone so dear and so good. She's a blessing. She's a gift. She's a treasure like no other. She's someone that is truly wonderful. Wherever you go and whatever you do, a grandmother's love will always see you through. grandmother is truly invaluable, indispensable, and unforgettable. I wouldn't want anyone but you, and that's why I'm so grateful that life picked you for me. A mother, a Grammy, wife, and a relative or friend. A daughter, loving daughter to Edward and Hester, and a loving sister to the late Lloyd, with whom she was very close. Many adjectives we've heard already and that you mentioned in our meeting, and I think worth repeating as we will continue to remember Deedee for generations yet to come. She was always happy, so fun and vibrant and welcoming, compassionate, strong-willed and sometimes stubborn, always full and always hot. Surprised none of you said that. She was loving and caring. Her heart was so big. She volunteered for children with special needs. She worked with unwed teenage moms. Yeah, I mean, who does this, right? It takes someone special. She loved to play tennis. I understand she was quite good. She enjoyed playing canasta on her iPad, right? Playing gin with Mike, go fish with the grandkids. She didn't really want to travel, and yet, as Mike, you said, she had many opportunities to go on wonderful trips, but she didn't really want to go too often because she didn't want to leave the children. She didn't want to leave the grandchildren. You were what made her life so special. And yet, there were trips. Mindy, you got to go to London, Italy, you recalled Washington, D.C. and New York, right? You got to go on some trips with your mom. She enjoyed watching Wheel of Fortune. So next time you watch Wheel of Fortune, you're going to think of her, I'm sure. She enjoyed watching movies on Lifetime. I think somebody mentioned Funny Girl, but also I heard with Leah, she'd watch the movie over and over and over, The Waitress.
Gonna make a pie.
Right? And you guys, as kids, remembering, she'd have a variety of these cake mixes. What cake mix do you want to make today? She would say, right? And you guys would bake the cakes and decorate the cakes. So much fun. Whether it was baking a cake or going shopping, do that. Watching a movie, crawling into her bed with her, talking, laughing. She loved having you all over together for her favorite holiday, to host Thanksgiving. She did for so many years. Her table was set beautifully. She loved those napkin rings. Right? You're going to do it right, set the table right, make it look nice, and she knew how to do that. I understand you guys are going to always remember, and I don't know who's going to continue to make it because Jello molds are not so popular these days. Back in the day they were. Her delicious strawberry Jello mold, right, with the sour cream. You guys loved it. And also you recalled her Passover popovers.
I'm going to do that.
Good. So this Passover, I hope, not just at holiday times, right? But you have so many reasons and occasions to remember her where it will put a smile on your face. She was a doer. She lived her life on her terms, giving and doing and loving. And seeing her grandchildren brought her immeasurable joy. It's worth repeating how proud she was of her children and her grandchildren. And Mike, she could have had no better husband. You took incredible care of her. You guys were a great team. The two of you are responsible for creating all of this beautiful family, loving family. And the two of you have been amazing role models for how to live and how to love. Deedee was a blessing to all who knew her. And each of you made her life sweeter just by being you. She will remain forever in your hearts. Zecher Tzadik Livracha. The memory of the righteous is forever a blessing. And to that we say, Amen. The dust returns to the earth as it was. The spirit returns to God who gave it. It is only the house of the spirit which we will now lay within the earth. The spirit itself cannot die. Many of us believe that one spirit can live on Lador Vador from generation to generation. And the way that we believe this can happen is by those of us who are still here continue to share the stories, the memories. Keep talking about Deedee, and I encourage you to document your memories. Technology is always changing. I'm not so sure a piece of paper is going to go out of style anytime in our lifetime.
We're gonna go all the way down and I.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, would you stop a moment, please?
So I encourage you to document your stories and your memories so that when future generations are yet to be born, they're going to know about this incredible. We pray to you, O God, to receive in mercy the soul of our departed, Deedee, Hester. As her casket is being lowered into the grave, I share with you this beautiful poem from David Harkin. You can shed tears that she is gone, or you can smile because she lived. You can close your eyes and pray that she will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that she has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see her. Or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday. Or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember her and only that she is gone. Or you can cherish her memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty, and turn your back. Or you could do what she would want. Smile. Open your eyes. Love. And go on. I invite you to turn to your service folders where you find the El Malay Rachamim prayer. It is customary to rise. So if you are able to rise, I invite you to rise. Let us read the translation together. Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to Deedee Hester, who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in your eternal presence, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace, and let us say, Amen. The final prayer is on the back cover. It's the mourner's cottage. It is said that the angels brought this prayer down from heaven. It possesses wonderful power. Truly, if there is any bond strong enough to link heaven to earth, it is this prayer. So let us all join together in exalting God's name with these traditional words of the mourner's cottage. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah, b'varach le'olam u'lomei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach. V'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei d'kudesha, b'richu. Le'ela, min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran ba'alma, v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shalama rabba, min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. May the author of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us. And to that we say, for those of us who aren't buried in Israel, we bring a little Israel here with this pouch of holy earth from the Mount Olives in Jerusalem, Israel. So before we seal the vault, I'd like to invite Mike, Randy, and Mindy and Marcy to come forward, and Brett to share the contents of this pouch. I'm going to pour a little in each of your hands, and you can pour it right into over the casket. We're going to do, usually we do the rose after, but if you guys can start putting the earth in.
Are you jealous?
A little.
Give Brandy a little more. He's
And then you
jealous.
can step back so they can.
Love you, Mom.
Love you, Mama. Yes, holy earth from the Mount Olives in Jerusalem, Israel. And then they're going to seal the vault. You may be seated. Once the vault is sealed, then all of you will be invited to participate in what some say is the greatest mitzvah, mitzvah meaning good deed, of all. Did you want to put the flowers in first or after?
First.
We wanted to put them on before the dirt.
Before the dirt.
Or before the top.
Yeah, gentlemen, let's wait a minute. Go ahead and put the roses in.
Now,
It'll be fine.
either way, some people do it with the earth. It's either way is fine.
It's your,
Whichever way you want to do it.
whatever way you want to
Put
do
the
it, you
top
do
on.
it.
Put the top
Put the
on.
top on. That's good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Mindy didn't follow the rules.
No, I did not.
One token one.
You didn't follow the rules?
Sorry.
So, some say it's the greatest mitzvah, good deed of all, to have everyone who came to the service today, all of you, to participate in the traditional 3 shovels or 3 handfuls of earth. It doesn't matter how much earth you get in your hand or on the shovel. Some people actually turn the shovel upside down, sometimes for just the first of the 3 shovels. That makes it really difficult to shovel when you turn it upside down. And that's intentional and symbolic of how difficult it is to bury somebody that we love. You don't have to do that, but you might notice that some people will turn the shovel upside down. When you're done with your 3rd shovel, you do not, and I repeat, you do not cast the shovel. When you're done with the shovel, just put it back where you found it. The reason we never cast the shovel is we would hope that each individual participates in this mitzvah, this good deed from his or her own free will. So you have a lot of choices, 3 handfuls, 3 shovelfuls, turning the shovel upside down for the first of the 3 shovels. Just participation is a mitzvah and not to leave that for those who are here employed at the cemetery. Once you've all participated with the 3 shovels or 3 handfuls of earth, they will be using this truck and filling in the rest of the grave. You do not have to stay and witness that. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can go back to your cars. It only takes you a few minutes, so if you want to stay, you can. And so I'm looking for shovels.
I think it's right there.
They're bringing it.
I think it's right there.
Okay. Yeah.
To the left of the
Well,
truck.
Oh, they're bringing.
They're gonna bring.
Oh, okay.
So there's 2 shovels, so 2 people can be shoveling at the same time. You can place your flower in before or after your shovels. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. So if you want to start, we'll start with Mike and the kids. It's okay if the shovel falls. No worries. Sometimes even putting the shovel along the baseboard as if you're going to take another shovel from the bottom of the mound of earth, it will just stick. Yeah, Mark, I see that. Yes. On both sides there. So others can start coming forward now on both sides of the grave. Careful how you walk.
Pretty day. a pretty day Grammy gave us. So good. Thank you. You did so great. I was ready.
I went. You guys go. Sorry, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Does everyone shovel their ones? So as they're going to read right here, they're going to get something.
The question is, do you want to stay when they put the rest of the earth in, or would you like to go to your car?
You got one more.
Does the family want to stay while they put the earth in, or would you rather return to your cars?
I'm gonna. Dad.
I'm returning.
Yeah, you ready? We're gonna go to our cars now. We're not gonna stay while they put. Are you fine without staying when they put the rest of the dirt on? Okay, let's go back to the car. You want the papers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets to keep the blanket. Sorry. He wants to keep the blanket. He's so funny. Okay. Sorry, sir.
We'd like to thank the people that
Take a walk.
there's 20 devices online. We'd like to thank everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for coming and watching.
There's 20 devices online if you would like to thank them.
Thank you.
It's a YouTube.
Thank you for being with us.
No, we're gonna get
Would you like to thank, there's 20 devices online if you'd just like to say goodbye and thank you to everyone. You're online right now.
Just say thank you for the night.
Oh, I appreciate you attending my mom's funeral.
Thank
She
you.
loves you, we love you.
And your
She's right
sister.
over there.
Oh, I don't.
Do you want to say goodbye to everyone?
No.
Okay, you,
Is that rude?
last chance.
No, I'm good. Thank you.